Are we recording? Yes, we are recording. Okay. Cool. Hello.
Hi, Lee.
How's it going
Pretty
today?
good. How's it
Hey,
going?
I wanted to ask you, how is your therapy going?
With you?
No, with on campus.
Oh, on campus. So I met up with the therapist this past week, and it was. We didn't really. I don't know how I feel about it. We didn't. I was like feeling better about myself, and we talked a little bit about my situation at home, like with my mom, my relationship with her, and I don't know, like it almost like, I don't know how to explain it. It almost like he suggested that I was telling him that I want to confront her. Not confront her, I guess just talk to her about what I've been feeling about our relationship throughout the years. And he said that he like brought it up. He's like, maybe it's not time for you to do that. And then that kind of just like didn't sit right with me, I guess. So now I'm there, but
kind of in an in-between spot.
Yeah. So.
Do you think confrontation is a bad thing?
No, I was thinking about it and like just telling her what I've been feeling, and maybe expressing some, anger or something. I don't know what's gonna come up, but just telling her, just liberating me, myself, and just like, letting it out and not letting it harbor inside of me anymore. And I don't know. I think in many ways, like when I was there having therapy with him, I was almost like just accepting what he was saying to me, and like just almost just trying to like please the guy, and just like yeah, I'll do that. But I didn't really express that. I don't think not confronting her is a good thing. But he was suggesting it, but I was like kind of rolling with it.
Right.
But in me, I was like, I don't think that would work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so maybe you were trying that on for a second, but it's not a comfortable fit.
Yeah. And at the moment, he was just kind of explaining it all, and I was like, okay, But no, I don't know. So that was my experience. And then I told him that I'm not going to be going back just because I want to try to like do things on my own, but I'm thinking of going back again. Not with him though, with someone else. So
that's okay. That's okay. It's okay because not everything is always a fit, and it's good that you know that enough about yourself. Yeah. That you have to feel comfortable. Yeah. Right.
And I want to talk about other topics with a female therapist. I think having a female therapist and talking about like trauma. Right. Related to like sexual harassment. I think that is more appropriate to me, for me, like that's what I need right now. Okay. So that and like relationship issues, I don't think I can talk to a man at this point in my life about this kind of thing. But anyways, that's another topic.
So it's a matter of feeling comfortable and knowing what your comfort level is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I'm there right now. But thank you for asking. Yeah.
Well, I was just curious. What else has been going on?
Well, let's see. The semester is winding down, so I'm struggling with finding a job right now, and that's been taking a lot of stress on me. It's been causing me to really like question everything else in my life. Like just not having a job, the lack of money, lack of funds to pay bills. That's just like making me like feel the lowest of myself. And last couple of days I've been feeling like that. And then I think yesterday and today I just bounced out of that thought cycle, like thinking I'm low because I don't have a job. And when I'm like doing grad school because I'm pursuing a career and I want to help others, and I value things and I have a purpose in life, so those thoughts came back again. But it was dark for a moment. So
what do you think helped you transition?
I kind of just, I let myself feel mopey. I guess that was, like, I just, like, let myself, like, I wasn't able to do anything. I felt so unmotivated and I was sick at the time too. And, I just allowed myself, I think, to just process and sit with that dark, heavy feeling.
Okay.
And then I remember just taking a nap and then just like, that's how it happens for me, I guess. Like, I'm in this negative feeling and then I just process it and it becomes overwhelming. And then I just have to tell myself, I can't. This is, like, I have to bounce back out of this. And I literally just took a nap and I woke up. And then I told myself, like, and I wrote down my journal. That's what I've been doing again. I wrote down in my journal, like, I can't be just allowing a job to really dictate in the whole purpose of my life, like, just because I don't have a job. But that's essentially it.
So journaling helps you? Yeah,
journaling. I just started recently, but yeah, it's been helping me just express, almost like therapy. Like I allow myself to express what's inside of me, and then it really just, I guess it allows me to see from almost like a perspective, like when you restate something, reflect something, like it allows me to see something differently. And I guess when I write it all down, it provides that same benefit, I guess. I didn't think about it like that, but yeah. So I'm there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you think that would help you in other areas, or journaling?
Yeah, I was big on journaling, but when I'm not okay, I feel I journal less. So I'm trying to push myself and journal through the darkness and not ignore that because it's beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
And last time you had mentioned something about going back to your readings of your books and stuff. Did you do that?
Yeah, I started reading. It's like almost the Bible to yoga. That book, the Yoga Sutras. And yeah, I started reading it slowly instead of processing it all like a typical book, like in grad school. I don't know why you guys read it. And then just sitting in with that idea. I haven't gone back to reading some more past week. This week I haven't read. So I'm definitely doing that, and just that's bringing a lot of more meaning into my life because I've lost myself a couple since the beginning of grad school. So I'm finding meaning, and I wrote down in my journal that what brings me value, what brings me purpose, and then that just like rejuvenated my soul. It's awesome. It's been great since journaling that out. So, and then based on like what was it, existential psychotherapy, like finding meaning because life is like essentially meaningless. That idea has really transformed me in the last couple like days, weeks.
So grad school has made an impact on you.
It definitely has. I think deeper into the concepts and apply it to my own life.
Yeah.
More so in the beginning, I think it made me feel like I was very unhealthy, like a very unhealthy person. And I went to therapy and I was like crying. I was like, I'm very unhealthy and I want to be a therapist and I don't know if this is for me. And he kind of just skipped over that whole statement and kind of dove into like why do you think that way? And we explored some in my life overall, I guess. But yeah, I'm not thinking that way. Like I'm not fitted for this.
So now what are you thinking?
Now I'm thinking that I'm going to heal myself along the journey of becoming a therapist, and then, by the time I'm working with people, it won't ever end, but I'll be in a better position to help others, because if I were to be a therapist right now,
right,
if I had finished my degree right now and not have done my internal work, then I would not be as capable, because so many things are coming up left and right now. I imagine the same for you, and it's hard to help another being when you're
right.
you know, stuck in your own mental blocks and problems and you know, experiences that might hinder you from really empathizing, or I don't know, you know, but yeah, so.
Well, I think you've come a long way since the first time that we met. How does that feel for you, that journey thus far? It's only been, what, 9 weeks?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I don't know, it makes me feel really good about myself. And I don't think I feel good about myself very often. So, yeah, I feel very, well, I woke up this morning and I felt very, like, grateful, very blessed. And I think that's the feeling that I'm still having right now. And towards myself, maybe more of, it's hard to feel something like that for me, but I guess I feel, I admire myself, like admiration towards myself, which is odd to say, because I don't usually even say that.
Yeah.
But I think it is that, like I admire myself. I should be proud to say it. It's weird to convey that, but it's a good feeling.
So you are proud of you.
Yeah, I am. It's been a tough journey since grad school.
Right.
So, I'm there.
So tell me more about why you think it might be difficult for you to give yourself kudos.
Good question. I don't know. I think it's always, like I've mentioned this before, like during my undergrad, I was very much always just like having to do more and more to like build up my self-esteem of who I was. And I guess now I don't think that way anymore. I have to think of myself like I'm okay and I'm good enough despite me not having, you know, to do so much. So I think that part of me before that had to constantly do, it never took the time to just like, thank you, Denise, I'm sorry for all the pressure, you know, I love you. I didn't have that. And then now, like, I think that's the difference. I can now, like, and it's still very awkward for me to do that.
Right.
But it's I can do that more because I used to never do it. And even just claiming myself that I admire myself, that I'm proud of myself, is like a big step. But I used to never do that. So that type of like I have to do and that is my self-worth and that is my self-esteem. I guess that is what that comes from, you know. We talked about the therapist too. I talked about the therapist about that, and he said that it comes back to my mom just having to please her all the time, and she would never really show anything. Like, how can I say it? I would always have to please her, being the best student, being so involved, doing everything, getting certificates, you know, honor roll, attendance. But she never would give me like not even validation. She would never attend any game. She would never attend ceremonies. She would never say "great job," or she would never validate me as a child. So because it stems out of that. Like I always did so much to like get her attention. I'm here. And she would never do anything. So that's where it stems from. Me having to constantly do and do somehow. Then I think that's why I've always had a very low self-esteem, because she never, jumped on the bandwagon of like clapping for me, or so I never felt good enough, and I always had to do and do and do to please, and sometimes that doesn't happen.
So you got the message that you had to work for love.
Yeah, I had to work for love. I have to work for attention. I have to work for my self-worth, for feeling good about myself.
Right.
So that's where a lot of my undergrad experience was heavily. I'm amazed I'm not crying right now.
No,
because that's just so heavy for me to
that's very painful.
talk about that.
Yeah, that's painful. Right there.
So I think because we talked about therapy and I like blew up with him, it's not as heavy right now. But yeah, that's where it all really comes from. So yeah, still working towards that. I'm still slowly, because it's ingrained in me since a child.
Right.
So
So is that one of your motivations to talk to your mom about that?
Yeah. So, the therapist said to like not confront her, because she may not even. He had a good point. She might not even be willing to hear me out, or to even understand what I'm conveying. But I don't even think I need her to understand. I don't even need her to actually even hear. I just need this out of me. And he said, like, when she says something cruel to you, to tell her, Mom, why can't you just accept me? But like, Mom, ¿por qué no me aceptas? That doesn't sound legitimate in Spanish. Mom, ¿me aceptas? Like, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I thought it would be weird to like say that.
What other way could you say that in Spanish that would make more?
It sounds too cheesy. Like, like she's a tough woman. She's not like this like soft thing. I don't know. I have to be more straightforward with her. Like I have to say, like I've always had to call her out on her actions. Like, Mom, ¿por qué nos tratas así? Why do you treat us that way? And then that's when she's like, and I was like, Mom, you shouldn't be doing this to us. You shouldn't have to be treating us like this.
Right.
And then that actually catches her like off guard. But yeah. So.
What do you know about her history?
Well, she has a very very hard background.
So do you think that contributes to her?
Yeah, that very much does. We read about a genogram. Well, I did one on her. Like, I wrote like her name in the center, and then I wrote a long time ago when I started doing my own work. I wrote like everything that had affected her, and then I just took a step back, and then I saw it, and I was like, I'm human, she's human, she's gone through all that shit,
right.
And I like empathized with her for the first time in my life. And then I just started breaking down, like noticing like what it is that she's gone through. But it's still hard coming back here, like, because I was away from home for a long time. And I think it was always an escape to like not deal with the problems at home. But what's it called? So now I'm back home, and it's still hard to like empathize whenever she says, things or truth, I'm just like.
Well, there's a difference between understanding what someone's gone through and then being okay with their behavior.
Yeah. And I think that's what I don't like capture yet. Like in the readings, it said about was it Nelida? She was like, she faced depression, and she had to figure out that it wasn't okay to be treated that way. And she was kind of blaming herself a lot. And I was like, I blame myself a lot for how my mom treats me, but I have to understand that her treating me that way is not right.
Right.
And I have to I have to remember, and it's hard to like not internalize it anymore. And like, you're wrong. I'm not.
Right.
So.
Is it a matter of right or wrong, or is it more a matter of value?
I think it's a matter of. Give me a second. That's a good one. I guess I don't want. I don't know. I don't want to just. I guess I don't want to internalize that anymore. What she does, and I want to be able to understand the difference between like she's not doing what or acting the way that she should, and distinguishing that from like that's not me. What she's telling me about me is not me.
Okay.
That's hard for me. Like it's like I'm home and it's still hard. Like I'm still struggling with that, and I have to like remember that what she's telling of me, what she thinks of me, is not who I am, and that's hard to like. Because it's been years of me always thinking I'm whatever she says. I'm limited to what she thinks of me and whatever. To have to like remember, no, I'm not. She's not what she tells me. It's not that bad anymore, but it used to be really bad.
And it's so painful because you want that acceptance, because acceptance means love.
Yeah.
And you want, of all people, to love you would be
mother. Yes. So I still like, I've noticed like, am I pleasing her right now, or am I still do it because it's like I brought her a couple gifts from Mexico, and I was like, was I doing this out of my heart, or was I just wanting to like bring her back something, just like make her feel good and like do something, So it's just a work in progress, and I think that's my major work is with her, and then I think maybe fixing that will bring a lot of healing to me, but I have to also work on me independent of that. But
to the point where you don't question your own motivation, where you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and that very much still, I guess, affects me because I cried about it just now, and I think it's still very real.
Oh, it's very painful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I'm working on that. Or how she treats me is not how I need to be treated. That's something else that I have. Again, I've dated guys and I've been treated the way that she almost treated me, and that's like my biggest realization lately. Like I've been treated pretty shitty because I was used to getting treated pretty shitty by my own mother, and then that's transferred over to relationships. So that's why I want to talk to a therapist again, because I want to fix that. Fix my way of thinking and bringing my value to my relationships and what I hope to in the future, because that's really screwed up in my head.
Have you journaled any of that?
Not my so I journaled more like my meaning, purpose to my life, but not like the meaning or the purpose of like the meaning of relationships to me. I haven't journaled that, but I think that is where I lack insight into my own. What do I want in a relationship? Like I just have a very negative perception of relationships, of how I should be treated.
I disagree with you saying you lack insight, because what you just said was incredibly insightful. Honestly, what I heard you say was that I have a tumultuous relationship with my mom. And that I'm afraid I'm taking that into my interpersonal relationships with a man. That is incredibly insightful. The fact that you're willing to work on that is courageous.
Thank you. Yeah. I guess I do have insight if I have knowledge of that, Again, hard on myself. But yeah, so that's where I want to do the work in and see where that takes me. I have to change all that. I have to change my way of thinking about myself, correspondence to having a partner.
Right.
Yeah.
Learning boundaries.
I don't know that.
Right.
I've been just pleasing my partners, just forgetting about who I am.
Right.
Just for the sake of love, just for the sake of acceptance. So it's all, God, it all comes back to my mom. It all comes back to that relationship. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's like a replay.
And then I have to hit the pause and rewind it and start fresh again, I guess. Yeah. So I'm very much there. And that's why I need to go back to therapy. Because I thought I had it all together already. But I'm like, no, I think I need help in my relationships. So, yeah. I almost want to turn this conversation to you. Like, I want to stop talking about myself.
Because it's hard.
It's hard to talk about me, and like, I feel good about myself, and like, sit with this. I just want to talk about you, about your life. And
where are you feeling that?
Like in my chest, like in my chest. I never really, I don't know why I feel really uncomfortable talking about me. It's like, I don't know, maybe because I'm in a happy moment and it's really hard to like be happy about myself and be in a good place with myself. That this is. I'm almost uncomfortable.
And then Lee comes in and tells you,
talk about I know, and then you're like complimenting me, and I'm just like, oh my god, stop it! Not used to this. But you're just reflecting it back, and I guess I'm not used to this positivity towards myself. That says a lot. Oh, God, so good to myself.
you're saying that you're mean to yourself. And I wonder, just curious, if you weren't you, what would you tell yourself? In other words, if you were sitting in my spot, looking at you and everything that you just said, I feel like you'd be way more acceptable of yourself.
Yes, I see that. Because it's hard to come out of yourself and like look at yourself from another perspective, and,
right?
You know, applaud it, or maybe critique yourself if you're always thinking you're the best. Getting both sides. But it's hard for me to. Like, wow, Denise, you're amazing. But, yeah. When you said that, I was thinking, like, if I were to able to, like, come out of me and sit right in front of me and tell me, I'd love to tell me, like, you are, if I could see you right here, like, you are loved, you are accepted. That's it. That's all. That answers everything. That would answer everything for me.
You're loved.
Yeah.
You're accepted. You are valuable.
Yeah.
Just as you are.
Yeah. That would be all I needed. That's what I always yearned for, I guess. Just love and acceptance. For my family, I guess most. But never got. But life isn't fair, so I have to learn to deal with that and learn that life isn't fair to me, and I have to love myself on my own, which is, it's been hard to accept that, because like, how is a child supposed to love themselves, take care of themselves, feel accepted themselves? Like, that is just insane.
Right.
And as a grown up, I have to do that, and it's frustrating that I have to.
It's almost unfair.
Yeah, like I'm just, and the therapist brought that up. Like, I have attachment issues. I didn't have an attachment with my mom. My dad was in my life, so I don't have a mom. So he inferred that you have to learn to love yourself. To me, it's like, well, you're not telling a child to go clean up after themselves. You're not telling a child to like go and feel love on their own. You know, like, almost angers me that you're telling me that I have to figure to, you know, like, validate myself, or I don't know, like, just pisses me off.
Yeah.
But that's life, and that's the mother I got. So, damn, this got deep real quick.
So I feel that anger that here's a little girl that was never loved or appreciated for just being herself, and then all of a sudden, as an adult, you're supposed to take something that you've never experienced and turn that to yourself and turn yourself, but you've never experienced it. So how do you do that?
Exactly. I guess I'm very scared of, like, I don't think I'm scared. It's like, I don't know how to do that. Right. And I don't know. And I think maybe that is what makes me scared, because I don't know how to do that. And I guess that is what would help me.
How do you show love to other people?
Like, you listen to them.
Okay.
I guess I talk to myself a lot.
Okay.
You listen to them. You're there for them. You're there for them. You listen and you hug them with myself.
Do you accept and value them?
Yes, I accept them as they are. And then I can, sometimes I tell them, like, you can always improve, though. Like, I accept you, but you can always improve. But that's what
oh, God.
But that's what came to mind when you said that. I accept them and I value them. I think that's where I'm like, I didn't bring that up because I don't think I value is what I don't, I think, have for myself. I don't value myself. I accept myself. I think I've accepted myself, but it's like I don't value myself still. So I'm still there, trying to value myself. Because it's like I've always valued